Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Crown Chat. I've got Damien with me here on my left.
What's happening?
Not much. And Daniel Saifiti from Newcastle Knights and New South Wales Blues sitting on the lounge.
Thanks for having me, guys.
No worries, Bello. How's things? How's pre-season?
It's usual, a bit tough. They've been a big boy, obviously, but it's good. We got obviously Frizz come to the club. Greeny's back from injury and starting to get combinations, so it's been good.
How's Frizz fitting in? That's Tyson Frizzell. For those that aren't for those that don't know him personally, like me and Daniel.
Frizz is a good bloke. Obviously, I was in a couple camps with him, and
Through Origin.
yeah. So spent a few weeks with him now. I knew he was going to get along with the boys real well. He's a real humble type of guy, good family guy. So he's gotten along with the boys real well.
Yeah, you'll have a pretty dominating forward pack this year.
Yeah, we've obviously got Clem and Jakey went great guns last year, and other boys like Mitch Barnett who are underrated in the role. So it's exciting times ahead for Newcastle.
Have they sorted out what's going on with the hooker yet?
Yeah, Jaden Brayley. He did
Okay.
his ACL round 2 last year, which is disappointing. But
Because did you lose 5 last year, hookers, in that position?
4, yeah.
Four.
We signed Andrew McCullough, did his hammy. Greeny came in and pushed Macca to hooker.
Yeah.
And he did his ACL, and then someone else went down too. It was like Connor.
Yeah, Watson went
Achilles.
down.
Yeah, so 3 big players there.
Were you worried, Daniel, that you might get the tap on the shoulder to get the number 9
I
on?
wouldn't have done it, honestly.
You wouldn't have
done it? Too much tackling there. No.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
How is your kicking game? Strong?
Mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, sweet,
It's not my best attribute.
Fair enough.
And so there's been a lot of talk about the leadership and all that kind of thing. Have they settled on anything yet, or are you allowed to speak about that? Or
It got made public. We had a 5-man leadership group.
so there is going to be the 5-man leadership.
Yeah, it's what was it? Me, KP, Greeny, Mitch Barnett, and Jaden Brayley. So
Okay.
Yeah,
So
nice.
They didn't end up putting Frizzell because people were talking about Frizzell, just the public.
yeah,
But I thought surely you can't put someone as captain
Yeah, I think-
that hasn't played a game for you yet.
him and Clem are the type of people that they don't have to be in the leadership group to be leaders. They're already leaders as it is. So
Well, all you boys are pretty young, yeah?
yeah,
In the leadership group, yeah.
Greeny's the outlier, I'd say. No offense to him, but
Yeah.
he's like 34, and then all of us are like 25, 26 or younger. Caelan's 22. But
Yeah.
it was voted on by the boys and the coaching staff, so I think that's the main thing. It feels good to get put in by your peers, so it's not like they just did it anywhere you want.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, 100%. Well done.
I
Good
met
stuff.
Greeny's kid the other day. He was across the road
Oh, yeah.
with Bobcats kids. They were
Yeah,
trying to build
yeah,
a
yeah.
clubhouse.
Yeah, Boston, his name is. Yeah, he's classic.
Yeah,
He's a classic.
They were trying to build a tree house
Yeah,
with
so-
some leftover planks of wood that Bobcat had under the house. And they asked me for help, and so, I
Here's
got
some
less-
sticky tape. Go for it.
Yeah, I had less than I did than them, but yeah, I got home that night and Bobcat had destroyed what they'd made and put it back under the house. But yeah, he was a funny kid. Because he's only relatively new here as well, isn't he?
Who's that?
Greeny.
Yeah, he came in from the Warriors on loan last year, and it was sort of like we had that hooker crisis like we're talking
Yeah.
about. And it was just more just to cover positions. Then Paul Bloke went down with ACL injury and derailed his season. So he's aiming to come back round 5, and he's been captains at 2 other clubs, and he's a
Yeah.
really good leader. So having him, even though he's not in training in that at the moment, he's just good to be around the boys.
Yeah,
Oh,
nice.
that's good. And so is there no bubble this year so far, or what's the...
Yeah, I think you guys know as much as I do. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
If it comes, it'll just be Queensland shutting their borders if there's an outbreak or.
It's
something
it's
like that,
tough
so-
because it only takes one dickhead
just to ruin
to go on a pub crawl or
Fuck it, everyone.
whatever, go to a cinema or something like
Yeah,
that, and then we're
exactly.
back in crisis mode. So yeah, people ask me with the pub downstairs, and I say the same. I have no idea.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
takes one person to get it.
And then everyone's fucked. So.
Because there was a family, and I remember last year the guy went to a sushi place, then he went to 5 or 6 different pubs, and they all had to shut down for a week and close. But it
everyone.
affected all pubs.
Yeah, it just shuts down everything. Just
he
selfish people.
Yeah, he didn't come here, and yet we were still dead for 2 weeks after that because
Yeah.
everyone had that scare back into them. And we've had it quoted in case someone comes. that's been infected by the virus, and it's like a $5,000 claim for your venue.
Have you had anyone?
No, fuck no.
That's like
Thank
that's
God.
like a week's wage for Mark as well. So that'll put him right
it's
out
a
of
week,
pocket, man.
nah, definitely not a week's wage. It's about 10 times my wage. Oh, I'm on JobKeeper.
Yeah, I wish I was.
Yeah. So did Knights wouldn't have had to get JobKeeper?
Nah, I think if you earn over a certain amount, I think it was just more the younger boys who are on they're not on minimum wage, they're outside the top 30, so they have to, what's it called, a development contract, and it's not that much compared to other people. So I think they were allowed to be on it, but yeah, I'm not sure the exact details, but we weren't allowed on it.
Yeah, got you. Yeah, cool. Yeah, there you go.
And how was the most recent New South Wales camp? Was that your first one?
No, that was my second one.
So second year
I
in
was there last
2019
year.
as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was different, I think. Obviously, you had a bubble, and we started a nice resort at the entrance, Magenta Shores, but away for 5 weeks from your family. And
Yeah, that would have been
Yeah,
hectic.
but everyone's in the same boat. It could be worse, and we're playing footy at the end of the day in the state of origin, so would have been nice to win, but
Who was your favourite player in the team?
me and Payne got along like a house on fire. And,
Oh, really?
and Jackie White and then Nathan Brown as well. Probably them three boys. That was the crew. Just.
And did you have to
together.
bunk with one of them?
Oh, we all had a different. There was like 3-bedroom villas, and we all had our own room. So I was with Nathan Brown and Regan Gillard. They were good boys, Barra boys. So.
Yeah, right. Did it have a different feel to the mid-season the year before?
Yeah, I think because my first season, it's just a week in camp and it doesn't feel that long. And you can go to have coffee, you can go to have lunch, you can leave the hotel whenever you want. And, yeah, you're in and you're out. Where this one, you sort of came in and we were in camp 2.5 weeks before the first game, and that was pretty long. But
The first game felt weird watching it too.
it felt weird playing it too. I remember, and then the next game was obviously more aggressive. And even when we were out there, we finished, we walked to the field of us looked at each other. Like, man, fucking feel like an Origin game.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
It's a bit
everyone
nice.
watching it said the
Yeah.
same thing. I don't know why, whether it was a lack of
mid-season
crowd.
build up, I think. And
Yeah,
then,
and because the first one was in Adelaide,
yeah.
and I think even part of it was a little bit more daylight than what it
Yeah.
normally is.
Yeah, it was over there, and then I think the boys read the media a fair bit because obviously there was a couple of punch-ons next game, and the feeling got brought back in. But
So I've always wondered, does that stuff get talked about much? You know, the media more than anyone hypes the
Yeah.
fuck out of it. Sometimes I don't even think there's beef.
Freddie's real big on not reading media and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
so we tried not to, but we're on our phones all the time in camp because
Yeah.
we've got nothing else to do, and you flick through Instagram or Facebook, and it's just right there. And
You could do your head in.
yeah, but it's hard not to read all that type of stuff, I suppose. And then I think the boys read that type of stuff, and Payne and there's a big Tino from Queensland got in a punch on, and
Yeah, which the media
And
basically instigated.
Yeah.
I didn't notice anything during the
Damn
game.
bullies.
Like, there was a tiny little push and shove, and then the media making out like
yeah,
it's...
and then they build it up for them two the whole week. And
Yeah.
I think it was always going to happen. I don't think it was a bad thing. It was good for probably the fans to watch.
Yeah. So was it Ponga and Lee played for Queensland last year?
No,
No,
just,
Ponga didn't play, did he?
Edric Lee got
Lee
his start.
played, and Heimel Hunt was in the squad but didn't play.
Gotcha. Is there any players in your team at the moment or in the squad who want to play for Queensland so you can just smash them?
Connor Watson, but he's just I love Connor. I went to school with Connor since he was 7, so
All right, there you go.
yeah, he's a little smart ass. That's all.
Yeah, right. And what was that? That was on the sunny coast, yeah?
Yeah, just went to St. Eddie's. I mean, we were close growing up too, and played footy against each other. And then when he was at the Roosters, and he came over, but him or Jaden Brayley, I'd love to flog them too. That's
Yeah, right. We'll set it up.
here
We'll
we
set it
go.
up. Maybe.
When I rocked up to his house, he had a Queensland jersey on too.
Yeah, he carries on,
couldn't
doesn't
say
he? He
anything.
carries on, mate. You could say something. You still can, mate. You definitely
we lost
can.
the series. I couldn't say.
Yeah. Well, he what was it? What did they win? 6, 7,
Eight straight.
Eight
8 straight. So when we win 2 or do we win 2 the last?
You won 2 out of 14, and then you...
2 out of 14.
So
And then
unless,
you just went on a little bit of a run.
a little bit of
won
a
2
straight.
all.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just getting cold in here.
Yeah.
Fucking freezing.
Summer.
No, it was a week after they'd lost the Origin. And Shane said, Daniel's going over to train. So I sat there in my Origin jersey, which only just fits because I put on a few kilos. I thought it's worth it.
Yeah, you got me.
There you go. There you go.
But KP pulled out. That was disappointing.
Well, for us, I mean, for him, but for us, thank God. Like,
But then Old Bud fucking blitzed it anyway, didn't he?
what's his name?
Yeah, what was he from the
Brinson.
Titans?
Yeah.
Titans, yeah.
And he was only fresh too, wasn't he? Like
killed his first game. They had heaps of boys that debuted. And, I think we got ambushed the first game. We probably believed our own hype and just got ambushed. So.
Well, we had I can't even remember the guy's name now. Playing in the centres.
Kurt Capel. I'm not going to say anything.
Fuck is going on? He put through a little grubber and everything, and they scored a try off it.
Yeah, right.
I was like, it was definitely slim pickings for Queensland.
And he killed it too, though.
You know what was the biggest Queensland thing to do? At the end of who was it? Was it Pappenhausen? No, it was Munster, I think, at the acceptance speech or whatever, when he's got the trophy and that, he's like, so the worst Queensland team of all. Was it Cherry Evans, was it?
Yeah, it was the captain.
That was the biggest Queensland thing to do, just rub that salt in so much.
Gallen went and said it was the worst
Yeah, that's it. What can you do?
You can't say anything.
Yeah, what could you do? And from Cherry Evans as well, he was the most softly spoken,
the last person probably.
Yeah, that's right.
He's quite the intellectual.
Yeah, that's it.
He speaks real well,
Yeah. He speaks like he's been to all the
school teacher or something.
And he's always very happy. And,
he's smart.
You know who else used to always speak really well? Petro Suvanasiva. He was the most well-spoken human.
I've had a bit to do with him in camps and that. He's the nicest guy.
I met him at what was the last fight? Gallen versus Hunt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was with us in the lobby, and I went up and got a photo with him.
Oh, being a Queenslander.
And I said, I'm a Queenslander too. He goes, fuck New South Wales.
Is that what he said?
No.
He turned up his camera voice.
He didn't really. But I said, who are you going for, Gallen or Hunt? And he's like, I'm a Queenslander, I'm going for Hunt.
Oh, yeah, of course he would. Nah, he's a legend.
Yeah, no, it was so nice. We were just in the lobby before it, and he was a friend of a friend. So he sat with us for ages. It was cool. But,
shit. So you're a twin brother, yeah? Yeah. So I got told on Australia Day, we got a couple of twin mates. They're soccer players, Rafe and Gabe, and one of them told me, we're sitting in the pool, and he's like, so the end of last season, they got kicked out of one soccer comp, so he went and played as his brother in another team for like 10 matches, and it worked. And we used to actually go to school with the boys who he was playing with, and they didn't even know the difference. So they still thought.
No, we couldn't do that.
Well, has there been any situation ever through your life where you've done a little identity swap?
Switcheroo?
Yeah, just the name tags in kindergarten. Mum rocked
right.
I think for twins, if you just meet us, you're probably like, but if you know us for a couple of days or a week, you'd be like, it's pretty easy.
Pretty easy,
Yeah, it's
right.
pretty easy.
would you consider yourself better at footy than Jacob?
What do you reckon?
Well, we didn't invite him on the show.
Maybe this is Jacob.
He's come a long way. He just has it come out? Yeah, who cares? He's made the emerging Origin squad. So
right.
Yeah, and
nice.
So we go to something on Saturday, and he made that, and it was a big thing for him and a big thing for me too. I got told in camp by a few of the coaching staff that if he keeps going, I think you guys can play together. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's pretty surreal just playing in a role together. But if we got to play in Origin arena together,
yeah.
Crazy.
Well, there's not many that have ever done it, have they?
I think they're the only twins, eh?
Yeah, and you boys are pretty tight, yeah? You and your brother?
He's my best mate.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I tell you though, when you said what was a Queenslandish thing to do, Cherry Evans, I tell you what was more of a Queensland thing to do. Wayne Bennett taken on the side in a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Takes on a side where you're not expected to win at all. There was no expectations of Queensland to win whatsoever. But if they do win, he looks like a genius coach. So it was win-win for him.
They're the best situations to put yourself in.
And
you just had
that was a master. And now he's like, one time only, not doing it.
Well, is he not doing it again?
Nah.
True.
It was a genius move on his
I'll tell you what was also a Queensland thing to do. I think it was. It wasn't last year. Maybe the year before. Who was one of the centres for Queensland? Maybe I'm thinking Hodges. No, Chambers. Will Chambers smacking you on the back of the head.
I honestly didn't feel it.
You didn't feel it, right.
It was like my fucking second run, I think. And
right.
I was wigging out in my head.
Will Chambers smacked you on the head.
And he came in, and then I think someone sent me, and it was like someone created a TikTok out of it. Oh, really? And it showed me, and I was like, fuck,
So that'd suck with social media now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And then my sisters are showing me.
Apparently he can throw them too.
Yeah, well, I heard. I've heard that too, and he punched them with Big Casciano too. So he's like,
oh right,
so, in the game.
Lucky you didn't feel it then, no?
Yeah, mate, I went to school with punched on with him when they were in like under 19 State of Origin.
Or yeah, I've watched that fight. He's got a headgear on. He's throwing him crazy.
Yeah, and this dude.
Oh, was that big brawl?
Yeah, Jared Haynes started it, I think, and instigated whatever. But and this guy, I won't mention him. He's boxed and he's had a few fights, and he said, the hardest fight he's had in his career was Will Chambers.
Was that one? Oh, because I think Akul was in there and.
Yeah, Akul was playing.
Sean Kennedy.
All the boys were there, Mullo. And,
I think I know the guy you're talking about.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Is he a hand grenade?
Anymore. Yeah, it's a hand grenade. But he said, one of the hardest fights he's had was Will Chambers.
Really?
He's a big boy.
Yeah, which I wouldn't have thought. But I did see footage of him that went viral on social media of him watching the third Origin game from home.
Oh, Will Chambers was?
Yeah, and he was basically crying and cheering. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, he was ecstatic. And he said next year, because they're talking about him coming back, he said, and then he's like, I'm going to smack Saifiti even harder.
Was he even watching it or not? I was like, yeah, we go.
Actually, we got a special guest. Come on, Chad.
I would look that way.
But you must be keen for some revenge this year.
On who?
Queensland.
Oh, if I make it, mate. But, obviously, it'd be good to play it, but I played 2 games the year before, and we had a pretty good team. And who did we lose? We lost a few good players, like Tom Drabojevic, Body Cordner got injured first game, Keir Murray got injured.
Well, Tommy Turbo was a massive loss.
Massive.
The year before, when he didn't have him in game 1, Queensland ended up winning, and then he came back in game 2.
What would he would have played the centres, would he?
Yeah, he would have.
He was fucking phenomenal in 2019. I barely knew who he was.
Oh, really?
And then, I don't watch much of Manly, really.
He doesn't look like he's trying when he's running. He just goes like, and just takes off.
Him and Edric are the same, like, because they've got such long legs, they just move but he's fast in real life. He's crazy.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
yeah. We lost.
Yeah, Edric did pretty well in game 3.
Oh, yeah, he did real good. When I saw game 1 when he wasn't named, I was like, thank fuck. Because he's such a good player.
Yeah, he's underrated though,
massively.
Definitely.
Yeah, if you ask anyone who plays NRL, they're like, yeah, he's a freak.
There's a lot of doubts going in the public and on the social media keyboards when he got picked for game 3.
Oh, yeah.
And he did really well.
He carved us up. And the boys that played with him and against him on the field know what he brings. He's a good player.
What did you think of, who was it that took the player out at the end?
Jai Arrow.
Was it Jai Arrow?
Who's that?
And he took out the fastest man in the world.
He took out Addo Carr. Who was it?
I don't reckon he would have scored. Oh, I don't know. Me and Joshie were arguing about it that night on the piss. He's like, no, I would have scored.
Gus thought he would have scored.
Yeah, Gus.
Fastest man in the world. Speaking of the fastest man in the world, do you have any rituals or anything before the game, or you know what I mean? You go through your superstitions. Yeah.
At the start, I had a fair few, but say like you might play on a Friday and then a Saturday you might go away, so it's just hard to keep them all.
Got ya.
And then at the start, if I didn't do it, I'd wig out a bit.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I just do. We always have ice bars after the game, but I get them to set it up before the game. I do ice bars before the game. Have a shower. Peanut butter on muffins, English muffins. I just have two halves, so 2 full ones.
Yeah.
I've had that for 2-3
years.
Well,
that's what I was touching on, because Usain Bolt.
And food and butter, sorry.
Yeah. Usain Bolt, fastest man in the world. When in the Beijing Olympics, like when he broke the world record ever, he ate 100 chicken nuggets from McDonald's every day for 10 days. That's all he ate.
He finished them all.
That's all he did.
No way.
The only thing he ate for 10 days in Beijing was.
Oh, the whole day he ate 100.
Yeah, he ate 100 chicken nuggets, but that's all he ate.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
You want to get over it?
Yeah, well, I think he was scared of the food over there. So if you go to Macca's, it's frozen, sort of. You know what I mean? But that's Well, so peanut butter on muffins.
And some type. It doesn't have to be like a bolognese or anything, but type of carbs the night before, pasta or something. But yeah, as you grow older, I grew older. I just try to get out of the superstitions.
Is there anyone you've played alongside that has a weird superstition?
Or fetish?
Tarek Sims had a fair few. Like left sock, left then right sock, left boot, right boot. He just had a weird way of putting on his stuff.
Yeah, right.
But Dale Finucane in camp had a few weird ones. Like you'd have to watch South Park at a certain time before the game.
South Park's my favourite.
Yeah, he was
thing
my
ever.
roomie. So he would be watching cartoons and just cracking up to himself. I'm trying to get him. I'm trying to have a nap, and he's just laughing. But yeah, and there's not many like weird ones.
Nah.
But I don't even think.
Did you ever see the photo they photoshopped with Tarek Sims when he was at the beach?
Or and
With the small pecker?
he had something like a hat in front of it, and then it was
I think it
Photoshop,
was a beach ball
and then
or
the
something.
shadow was like. I was in that. Taz, surely you saw that.
Fuck, that was funny. Yeah.
That was real.
Yeah, I think he even shared it himself or something. Maybe
Yeah,
I
he's a
saw.
good sport. Taz.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. So, how are you shaping up this year? Do you think? How is everything gelling with?
We got two of our
Obviously.
leaders, and then spine players, KP and Greeny. They're not back till round 5, but
Oh, so KP's not back till round 5.
round maybe, yeah, or maybe.
So I heard that they hinted that he'd miss game 1. But
Yeah, I think
then they never went
round
any.
maybe. Yeah, or I think that's like furthest, like that
Yeah.
could happen, and then Greeny's obviously ACL, and then
Yeah.
His KP can't play because he's got too many bar shifts.
yeah, I know. He's goosey then. But it's KP's one of those ones where he's touch and go. He could play round 1. He could play anywhere on for them. But I think I wouldn't rush him. He's our best player. So yeah, it depends when he. We just have to see how round 1 team is and then go from there.
Yeah.
I don't think I was supposed to say that.
So no one watches, man. We
Yeah,
tell
no
our
one
guests
watches
all the
this.
time.
Yeah,
It's all good.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just our mums that watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, because KP's, as you saw, downstairs at the moment pouring
Yeah.
beers for his new Goosey range, which we've got. Have you thought about bringing out your own beer or
Nah,
nah?
I'm not smart enough to do that. No, I think because heaps of boys are bringing out beers, and there's a couple of Cronulla boys have, and there's a bloke in the bar, and then he did that.
Oh yeah, I know. That's is that Dan and Kemp?
Yeah, he's
Play
got
for the
a-
Bronx?
Yeah, he's got a podcast and that, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I'll go doing that. Not that creative, so.
Yeah, there's a lot of. My mate hit me up the other day. He's like, "Let's buy a microbrewery." I said, "Dude,
What's
you know-
that?
basically where you make craft beer.
Oh, okay.
It's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest.
And then you got to get them in pubs
Then
and
you've got to
stuff.
try to get the beer in pubs, and it's all right if you're the number 1 fullback in the country.
Yeah, you've got
because
500,000 Instagram followers.
Yeah.
all those 18-year-olds.
then
will
you've
buy
got to
the beer,
step
yeah.
up. But I said to him, mate, do you know how many people come into my pub trying to get their craft beers in?
Oh, true.
And
yeah.
you're just like, no.
And there's so many craft beers at the moment as well.
Yeah,
Like it's
and
just-
this was Rafe that hit me up. I said, that's the dumbest fucking idea ever. And I don't even drink beer. I know nothing about it, let alone how
And
to
you
make
and
it.
Rafe
If you start your own business these days, you'd have to think about if it'd be affected like by COVID.
Oh,
Well, yeah, that's what.
People-
Hospitality's been smashed to pieces, man.
Well,
By
if you had a bought a bar 2 years ago, you've been thinking it's going good. You've been like, it's going great, guys.
Yeah.
It's happy days, and then obviously this shit
Yeah,
happens.
bars, restaurants, cafes, yeah.
like every time a small little thing, like when you were talking about like COVID affecting, like when people go in your venue, if you got to get it cleaned or something for $5,000, every time something happens, like a new little strain or something happens, you got to do a COVID plan.
Yeah. Ours
And
has been. I can't count how many times.
You just and it's just so.
We've been, the Australian Hotel Association emails it to us. It's from the government. A new plan that you have to abide by as the steps change.
And you got to give them your plan of what you'll do, like
And
you
then
know what I
you've
mean,
also
like
gotta
what
make-
steps you're taking to make sure.
That's a pretty big hassle to do that.
Oh, it's
type of
torture.
shit.
Oh yeah, and they're like, here it is Sunday. Have it ready by Monday lunchtime or don't.
Or don't trade, yeah.
And it's just fucking hectic. And sometimes it's only a couple of sentences that have changed.
Yeah.
But you've got to go through it all, redo it, retrain your staff
You-
on the new
you
guidelines.
do that.
Yeah, and it's a pain in the ass. Well, I forward the email normally and get someone else to
Yeah.
do it.
Get someone else to do it. It's a pain for the person who has to do
Yes,
it.
yeah, it is. Yeah. Lots of printing and laminating, and it's killing some trees. But I don't know. I guess Australia's done really well compared to everyone else with the COVID, so we can't complain.
We
too
haven't had
much.
many cases up in Hunter for a while.
No, not for ages.
Touch wood,
I think
yeah.
the last one was that poor family in Adamstown. That all 3 of them went to Sydney.
Were
they all
Jets dudes?
yeah,
yeah, my nephew
and
played in that
and the
team.
3 of them Spread it.
He had to self-isolate for 14 days. He was 14 years old. He had to stay in his room.
By himself?
By himself, yeah. Like, you know what I mean? The parents would knock on his door and give him
food.
Like my brother and that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Remember, that's like when we had that kid at our house when we were younger, trapped in the toilets.
Yeah, no, that was 18 days.
Is it?
He might still be.
It was like a couple of hours. We were like, buddy, it was Friday night. We said, we can't get you out till Monday when the super gets here. I don't even think we called him a super in Australia. But like the maintenance man. So we started putting sliced cheese under the door for him every now and then. Stressing him out.
Wasn't it tall?
No, it was Drew Wood's little brother.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
No, this is a true story.
This is a true story.
I thought you were taking a piss.
No. We'd get a bit of ham and slide it under and be like, we don't know how long you're going to be here.
We're on the beers.
Yeah, you talk shit.
we were just trying to stress him out. Like, he wasn't really... It's not like he had to eat. He'd been in there for like an hour or something.
It was a few hours, but we were like...
sliding shit on your door.
Yeah, we're just trying to stress him out. It's going, we don't know how long it'll be. So eat this ham and shit. It's the only thing we can fit under the door.
That's good.
And he was only fresh 18. He was shitting himself.
Lucky he was in the toilet.
Yeah, so that was funny.
To be young again.
Yeah, no. So you don't know if you're in the bubble yet. So what? You can still go out and about till then,
or pretty much just whatever we want, pretty much.
I remember they put a ban on you a year or two back. You're not allowed at the green roof anymore.
Yeah,
is that still on?
It was like too much. No, we're allowed there now, but every time we went there was something bad happening.
Well, you know you can come to the Crown and Anchor all the time.
We'll be coming in now.
And drink for free. We won't report nothing. Unless he's want us to.
It was good. Who were we here for? Sioni's going away.
Yeah, it was a good night.
Yeah, it was a mad night.
Yeah, it was good fun. And we had Cass, Cass, Marv's missus?
Yeah, Marv's.
Yeah, we had her birthday a few weeks before that. Oh, yeah. And that was fucking hectic.
How many people can you have here upstairs?
Upstairs at the moment with COVID, we're allowed 100.
Oh, that's a pretty big space, eh?
Yeah, at one stage it was 50, now it's gone up to 100. They still have to be seated.
Yeah, the vaccines are rolling out soon, aren't they? A couple of months, isn't it?
Yeah, well, in America they're already trialling one. I saw some actor I follow on Insta. He was getting a jab in the ass today. Yeah, right. And he got the vaccine as well.
Yeah. I was going to say, man.
And but there's still so many people that are saying, I don't want to do it, blah, 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 conspiracy. And I don't know.
Yeah, each their own.
I think I'll be fine, happy to take it. But
what about the vaccine?
Good one. So hopefully they're talking about March. That'll come out, and then they said they'll reassess all the guidelines and the square meterage and shit like that. Because at the moment you still can't dance.
I've seen some videos, not say the nightclubs, but the boys just sent me the other night and say they were standing up everywhere.
Yeah.
Outside. You're allowed to stand up outside?
No, in dance floor.
Oh, the dance floor?
Nice.
Yeah, right.
I probably saw the same one.
Yeah, I was thinking, far out.
Yeah.
Things you take for
name
granted.
The hotel.
It's crazy, like that.
Yeah, they're on the beach.
Things you take for granted massively. Yeah, I was only saying to the missus today, it's been going on for like a year.
What's that?
Like the whole COVID stuff over here, it's been going on for like a year now.
It was happening this time last year, and just before round one, and they were talking about shutting it down. I was like, oh, yeah, fuck.
But it was just sort of, I still remember seeing my first person, it was a Chinese lady, and they were the first to get her, going through Market Town with a face mask. And I was like, oh, what a paranoid fuck.
Yeah.
6 weeks later, I was like...
There's no fucking toilet paper.
Pubs closed down. I was like, that chick knew what was going on.
You know what the weirdest thing for me through COVID was? All the other sports had shut down, but NRL was still going, and there was no crowd noise, you know what I mean? It was just like, it was just a commentator. Yeah, it was just weird as shit.
The day before the game, we obviously, if we play at home, we'll go to the stadium and do just a run through. Yeah. And that's honestly what it was, just for 80 minutes. You can hear your own voice just like...
Yeah, it was so weird, man.
You can hear people from the sideline. That was one of the good things, actually. You could hear the coaches from the sideline.
Yeah, fair.
Voice,
fair call. And then even watching the NBA as well, like with no crowds, it felt like you were watching like NBA 2K or some shit.
The crowds were funny though.
Yeah.
I remember there was one dude and they had Charles Barkley or someone in it, and the guy next to him, obviously in a house somewhere, realised it, so he kept pretending to hug him in the virtual crowd. Yeah, that's good. But I'll tell you what was the worst of gambling.
Oh, man.
I was betting on like little Asian kids playing PlayStation and stuff like that.
I was going on. Usually they do the thing like betting on Shartin and all these other type of.
Yeah, it was like because we had a punters club, but when we had to do a $50 bet every week, and I ended up putting on a multi all these little kids in Japan or somewhere playing
Seriously?
esports. 7-leg multi, I forgot about it, and a week later there was 600 in the account, and I had won.
Perfect.
And yeah, there was like the randomest, strangest things to bet on.
Yeah, right.
But
I went and got approved for a loan, and obviously they go through your bank statements, and I'm like, fuck, what's going on here? But then they looked at the year before, and just because of COVID, because we obviously couldn't go outside, go for coffees, go for breakfast, nothing else to do besides play PlayStation and go on sports bet. So
Yeah.
that's the one thing. I'm off it now, but that was the one thing I noticed too. Just the punting just go up massive.
Would have been hectic. Them online pokies and stuff too.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the
Mate,
pubs would have suffered massively
the
from
online
people.
pokies got me.
Yeah.
Is it online? What you actual money? Like I've played like the app. Is it actually like you can win?
It was about
all
3
money?
a.m. and I put money in, and it said you put X amount of dollars in and we'll match it. So I said, oh, sweet. Easy money.
You're already winning. Yeah.
It's 3 a.m. So I put the money in. I got up about $4,000 and it went to, and then I said, oh, fuck, that was easy. So I went to withdraw it and it said withdrawable amount 4 cents. And I said, what the fuck? I said, I'll put in X amount of dollars. I've got 4,000 profit. And they said, yeah, but because we bonus matched you, you have to turn over $150,000 before you can withdraw anything.
Bullshit.
Oh man.
So I sat there. I was
Like,
like,
didn't you read the fine print before you?
no, it was fine as fuck.
Yeah.
So I was like, it depressed me so bad. I just went $100 hits, replay, and I thought if it gets it, it gets it. And then I checked it like 4 hours later, it's still going and going and going. 4 hours later going, and then finally it was down to nil. I'm like, at least I can stop thinking about it.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
didn't know you could even do that. Was it on the like you can do it on your phone or
This
laptop?
is on my laptop. Yeah, so I just sit on the
Wish you
kitchen
didn't tell me
bench.
that,
I'll
eh?
read
Yeah, don't go get a
Yeah,
laptop,
yeah,
mate.
yeah.
Just
it was
leave
the
it.
worst. And I was emailing, I'm going to leave so many negative reviews about you.
Oh, really?
They
we
wouldn't
don't
care.
That's all they said.
Because it made itself out to be an Australian company. And
Well,
then once I
well,
went into it all, it's somewhere over in the Cayman Islands.
Oh, really?
I was
Yeah,
like, this
dodgy
money's
as fuck.
gone. Yeah. It was, but I was stoked at first. I was like, 4,000 profit.
And you would have been thinking really straight at 3 a.m. in the morning too.
yeah, it was intelligent thinking.
God, I just went to the
Is there
gym and like,
pokies? You allowed to play? Is there pokies here?
Yep.
Yeah, you can play them now. Is
Yep.
it a certain amount of some machines off, some machines?
You just got to be still. I think it's still low. This changes all the time too. 1.5 meters away from the person next to you, so you can have them all on, but you can't have two people playing next to each other. Or you can play it safe and turn every second one off.
Yeah.
gamble responsibly.
Yeah, gamble
Yeah, there you go.
responsibly. Think about those at home that need your support. And so I see some people do it either way.
Yeah.
Because it's not good to leave them off. Mistakes can be made and people forget. You've got to report everything with the pokies back to the government.
Oh, true.
So if someone flicks one off and turns on a different one, then they forget to get that record during the day. So we found it easy to turn them on and just have a chair that you can't sit on, and then all the records get kept properly.
Yeah, okay.
So,
I didn't realise that type of shit.
Yeah, the government like their pokies. That was one of the first things they got back.
They would have lost heaps.
Yeah.
Like West Leagues Club, because they own us. Like, because they make all their monies from all their pokey machines.
Yeah.
Fucking Lambton, Cardiff, and all that. And
It's crazy.
they would have took a massive loss too. Eh?
Yeah.
Right.
Phil Gardner, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I was meant to go watch him speak at the Lucky one day, but I got stuck here at work. But it's meant to be pretty switched on, dude.
Yeah, he's a good, nice guy, intimidating because he's a big boss. But
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
What suburb were you in Newey before you went down to the sunny coast?
I'm a Central Coast boy.
Oh, you were?
Like also, I was born in John Hunter, but I grew up on the coast.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. So you weren't up here for a year or nothing?
Nah. Moved up here in 20s when I was like 19, 18.
What age did you make your debut for first grade?
19. Yeah.
Did you always think you were going to be a league player, or was there something else you had? Yeah.
Oh,
Or,
I think every kid that plays,
that's what it's going to
yeah,
be.
they like you aspire to do it, but
Yeah. So you weren't like the rest of the Central Coast crew wearing like flat brim Dickies hats.
yeah,
and
they're hippies now. Eh?
Yeah. Oh, is it hippies now?
Yeah, down there. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Grew up in Wombrel and then just moved up to Newey for 20s and been here ever since.
And did you and Jacob make your debut the same year?
Yeah, or same day.
Oh, same day.
Yeah,
right.
round 1, 2016.
Did you have a lot of family come watch?
Yeah, come and watch us. Came up to the Gold Coast, got flogged. So. Because then it was shit. I think we won one game that year. It was fucked.
Right. Was Corbin with you that year?
Yeah, Corbin, Tarek,
Yeah.
Jez Smith, Akul.
It's Corbin. He's ex-Miss Assistant. He used to live in mine, so they'd stay at mine when they come up. But yeah, This is after he left the Knights, but he'd say, it was a depressing year.
Yeah, I think I was...
It was one game, wasn't it?
One game, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really care because I was like 19 playing NRL.
Stoked, yeah.
Yeah, I was just like living the dream. It sounds selfish and it was selfish, but I was just like, fuck, how good is this?
Nah, it's not selfish at all.
Playing
Yeah.
NRL, didn't really care about the results. I think I knew we had a shit team, so. And then we started signing more players like KP, PC, Clem, Frizz.
KP was a good signing.
Massive.
He's got in early there.
He's a North Queensland supporter.
Well, I'm a Cowboys fan. I saw him play his first game for us, and I was like, fuck.
It was a semi-final match, I remember watching it.
And he ran on and he just fucking flew 90 metres up the field.
Yeah.
I thought, this is so good. We lost Matty Bowen not long ago to English Premier Super League, whatever it is. And then they let someone else sign him. I'm glad it was Newcastle.
Yeah, because when we first, I think he's played like 2 NRL games and signed him on a massive coin for them. And
then Cowboys left him out of their team.
Yeah.
Basically, made him play Reggie.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't think it was going to be this good when we first signed him, because he played 3 games and then he just killed.
He's very laid back and confident.
He's confident. He's not cocky at all. Like
not at all.
But he's confident in his ability. If you see him, like he's almost like hippie too. Like you go to Coles and Merriweather, he's walking around barefoot, like just, no shirt on. Sometimes if he gets his calendar,
I did that and they asked me to leave.
Yeah.
He was different rigs. Just
this is where all the donuts are going.
Yeah, he forgets his calendar sometimes, which is a good thing. Like, he's real laid back, humble. He's obviously his mum and dad were just downstairs.
Is that them you were talking to?
At the table. That was his mum and dad.
Ah, got you. Yeah.
Andre and Nadine, they're real nice people. They were brought him up the right way. So
Yeah, I've had a little bit to do with Andre just the last few weeks because we've been launching the beer and it's funny. It's just not what I expected.
Yeah, I know.
They said Andre Ponga's Callan's dad's coming to meet you and he came up to the table. I was like, who are you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you wouldn't have picked it either, obviously.
That's it, mate. Yeah,
friendliest, just such a laid back, normal
guy.
Around
Yeah, exactly.
Crack. I don't know what I was expecting, but
not that.
Maybe some dude roll up in a suit or something, and some kind of daily.
So are you gonna have that on tap now downstairs?
Yep, yeah.
Oh really? Oh, that's mad.
So have you tasted it?
Yeah, it's actually it's good. Yeah, it's like stone wood, but I like it.
Well, my mate said the other day, he said, I don't normally like pale ales. I said, it's not a specific try it. And he said, yeah, it's good. And I said, what do you compare it to stone wood? He said, heaps better. So
yeah, it's a better version.
So that's good because that's sort of, the number one Pacific ale, I say. It should be good. There's a lot of pubs now getting it in.
There'll be heaps of 18-year-olds just to get it just because it's Callan's drink too. So
yeah, they love him, don't they?
And are you? So who was your footy team growing up?
Tigers.
Yeah.
My uncle was a massive supporter, and one of my first footy memories was the 2005 grand final too. So ever since that, and
I didn't enjoy that grand final.
Oh yeah,
Did we watch it together?
No.
Over at the sunny side?
No, I just at my house a guitar and went to bed after and cried.
Yeah, got him good. Who was your favourite player?
Benji growing up, but ever from Gareth Ellis. Gareth,
he was
tough,
awesome, man.
bloke.
Yeah. He was the man before Burgess got here.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that Ellery Hennelly before that was a big Tommy man for Balmain back in the day.
So, probably one of them. And
Gareth Ellis was awesome.
He's really Keith, what's his name?
Keith Galloway.
Keithy prop. Yeah, he was probably one of my other favourite ones too. But.
Who's your maybe not favourite, but who's the player you most admire out on the paddock today? If you had to pick someone where you're like, fuck, he's just the pinnacle.
In my position or just any position?
Just any position.
That's a good question. Maybe Taumalo or Ken Munster's on probably. Like, he just does something out of nowhere. He's just so laid back.
Yeah, it's weird, the defence stands still.
Yeah, exactly. And then we get bagged out in commentary, but when you're there in front of it, you're like, fuck, what do I do?
What am I going to do?
Yeah, he just, on the lounge, you're like, I could have grabbed him.
Yeah. So probably, Burgess, just before he played, Burgess.
Yeah.
You played against Burgess?
Yeah.
Yep.
A few years. My second game ever was against him in English, and they just No, they won the grand final 2 years before that, and I just remember thinking, do I want to tackle this bloke? He'll get his autograph. I was just like wigging out of it.
That's awesome, man. Inglis pretty much changed the shoulder charge rule, I reckon,
Yeah,
when he was playing at fullback.
Because who do you get?
People
Dean
broke-
Young, eh?
Yeah, and people, no, Inglis, people would break through
It
it
was when Inglis splattered that dude right at the end.
and
It
just
was
follow
out
through with
cold,
the
eh?
shoulder charge.
I don't
Yeah.
think he was looking. Wasn't he going to
Nah, he was, and then he just hit him in the...
Well,
splattered.
Inglis would just
Yeah.
always commit to the player and just
Yeah.
make sure if they were getting a break, they knew they were going to get jammed.
If someone did it like this year, it'd be like 12 weeks, I reckon.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it'd be
for sure.
massive. KP did that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's I don't know whether I like or dislike that rule.
No, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's changing,
Yeah,
isn't it?
you
Changing
go
the game.
with the flow.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
and they're changing more rules.
they're trying to get the big bloke out of the game. It's,
It
Is
feels
it?
like
Yeah.
that. I feel
'Cause-
they're making it. If you look, I was saying to the guys the other day, if you watch nearly every single game, you can count on one person between the two teams being ruled out
yeah.
for 6 weeks. Like every single game, there's a person ruled out for 6 weeks or 4 weeks.
Because
or something
they
like
changed the
that.
rules straight away.
Because
And,
it's too fast, and it's
Yeah.
not like back in the day. We had Terry Liam here for a thing, and he was telling me he used to drive a taxi. It wasn't
Yeah,
until his
during the
last
day.
2 years of NRL that he didn't have a full-time job.
they all did, and then
Yeah. So
growing up.
they weren't like fucking Terminators.
Yeah.
Like you are now with all the science and the weights and
Yeah.
everything like that.
The way it's going, it's getting faster and faster. Like my first year I played, I was like 128 or something kilos, and it just get like lower and lower. Now, if I don't play at like 114 now, I'm like I
Yeah.
can't move as well. So
So do you think Georgie Rose would be any good?
yeah, these days. Oh, he actually moved for his size. Is the way the game's going. Like they're getting taller and slimmer. Like
Yeah.
Who was in it? Solomona from Melbourne.
oh Nelson.
Yeah, he was up
Man.
here recently.
Yeah,
Was he a newie?
He come into my
Bowling club.
Did
he?
yeah, it was probably about 2 months ago now, and I'm like, who is this giant man? Then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah,
Nelson.
man, he's big, man.
Yeah, he-
Funny because until you messaged me, we drove past and the kid's like, "That's that guy." I said, "He's fucking not from here. It's not him."
Yeah.
And then you messaged me and said he was in Melbourne. I said,
Yeah.
"Oh, kids, that was
Well,
him."
was he just up here for a holiday?
He come up to try me burgers from Melbourne.
He left
Yeah, he
the
drove
good.
How do you
straight
rate
away.
it?
He had
Yeah.
one bite and drove away, mate.
Food sickness.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I don't know what he was here. Nothing ever came out.
I
of
seen
it.
him going up the coast to do a boxing thing or something a couple
Oh
days
yeah,
later,
because he was
maybe.
going to box Papali. Yeah.
Oh, was he in
that what it
that
was?
February fight night?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Costigan's fighting Junior Paolo.
Yeah.
Or
Good luck to
Junior
him.
Paulo.
Good luck to him.
Costigan's going to go down.
Yeah, because we used to do boxing in camp, New South Wales, and mate, he hurts when he hits you. Because he's just body sparring
He's never
now.
fought before.
Hasn't he? Well, he's Ben Hannett's verse in Papali, yeah. Pretty
Ben Hannett?
Ben Hannett, yeah, he is.
Was he the old polar bear? Is that what they call
Yeah,
it?
That's a
that
bad
could- that
move.
could end
That's a
there,
bad
that-
move too.
Yeah.
I think Junior Paulo's going to fucking hurt Neville badly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been watching their training videos and shit.
Of Neville?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen them yet, eh?
Yeah.
Have you seen juniors?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bit rough.
yeah, like it could end badly. Depends. I don't think junior's a nice guy. I don't think he's gonna. Actually, it's a boxing match.
That's right.
You're better him than you, eh? So.
Once you're in the ring.
Yeah,
and I
anything goes.
think Neville goes all right throwing his hands, you know,
Yeah.
if he has to, but boxing's a completely
Yeah,
different thing.
fitness.
And I don't know, it's like when that fucking YouTube kid just fought the NBA player.
Jake Paul and
Yeah,
Nate Robinson.
and you could tell who actually trained properly for the fight, that little albino YouTube kid.
Yeah.
And he fucking splattered him.
He was bad, eh?
Whereas the NBA, my mates are going, the NBA player's going to kill him. I said, why? Is he good, is he? And they said, oh, he's won 2 slam dunk contests.
That translates to boxing,
If
eh?
you're fucking going to jump over him, like fucking ninja, just keep flipping over him. And it showed who took it more seriously. You can't go in there and fuck around.
He was sleeping for ages,
You
eh?
get badly hurt. And I like Costigan. We used to hang out a little bit when he lived here. And yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was in Newcastle, eh?
Yeah, for
And
a
then
few
junior,
years.
was it the Papali
And,
one? Because I got off with that one. Not long after I was doing that boxing, the Papali one was like, nah,
Not doing it. Yeah.
not
I'll
yet.
forget you next soon, though.
Yeah,
I
well,
can,
that's something I want to do in the future.
I can hear him when I'm asleep. Shane starts training at 6 a.m. I hear him hitting the pads.
Yeah.
It's funny, you start to learn who's training.
Yeah.
And always the bad way.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think you'd go in easy. I still wouldn't recommend anyone have their first fight against Junior Polo, but
Or Josh Papali, I was like, nah. Because when was it? It was short weeks, couple weeks notice, like a month or so. And they said, you want to do it? I was like, nah.
Do
It was
they
good
offer,
coin too, but I was like,
if I'm not prying, do they offer big coin for that sort of stuff, or is it if I'm
you
not
can get
prying?
anywhere from like 30 to 50k, but it's not taxed because it's prize money. So
Right.
you just get it in the bank. So
Right. And so it's probably not
and I
worth it to
came
get your
back-
teeth punched out if you're
yeah,
not.
I know.
Yeah, teeth are expensive too.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So that's half your money
And-
going just there.
Yeah. Yeah, they pay in
You got-
teeth.
and then your missus gets other half too. So it's like,
Yeah, fair.
And I remember Carl Webb when he was regarded the hardest man in
Oh,
rugby.
yeah,
He
he
had
gave
an
you-
amateur boxing match.
and he got
And he
got
got
beat
the
up. He just
little
gassed
punch
out. I
down.
remember that one.
Yeah.
That credibility, yeah.
And he was never
The same again.
the enforcer that he was.
Because that's another thing. If me being a prop, if I go in there and get my ass beat, no other prop's going to take me serious. Every
Yeah,
time.
that's it.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Exactly. And
Do
you
you want to
can't
risk that for like some money
for
or
20 grand cash, and then it's like,
Yeah.
hey, the Knights ring you up.
Yeah.
You're benched
then-
for the rest of the year.
I've lost that tough image as a front row
Yeah,
straight
exactly.
away.
Yeah, no.
And I'm gonna get re-signed ever again. So I was like, fuck,
Yeah.
nah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, nah, so yeah, I think there'll be some truths told when they get in the ring.
Yeah, if-
we'll see who's for real and who's not.
I think Junior and Papali will, but I'm not sure about the other two.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Though. Matty Bowen's even having a dig.
Yeah, he's fighting Toddy Carney, is he? Pretty sure.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that I can
Todd
understand. They're both.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They've both been out of the game. There's nothing to lose for either
Yeah.
of them. But
I think they're both taken in as like, I think they're lower fights. Who else is on there? Willie Mason's on there, isn't he?
Willie
I
Mason.
hadn't seen that.
Oh, yeah, he is. Who's he fighting?
Do you remember?
Sam Thaiday. He's fighting Sam Thaiday.
That'd be good.
Bash Sam Thaiday.
Do you remember
reckon?
Willie punching out when he played for Great Britain? When he played
Yeah.
Great Britain, there was like
He
three of them
dropped
come at him.
two
He's
of
just over the two. Yeah, that was sick. Yeah.
One was just a
I've
shove and
heard
drop him, and the other one.
Sam Thaiday can box, that's what I've heard.
Oh really?
'Cause I remember I asked someone on a night staff a couple of years ago. He was at Brisbane, and he's a boxer too. What was his name? I forget. Oh, Christian Wolf. And I asked him about Gal, and he was like, "Oh, is there anyone you think could beat him?" And then I was like, "Nah, probably not. He's good." Oh, but that's Sam Thaiday just retired, and he's like, "Oh, but I think Sam Thaiday would give him a run too." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, right.
I didn't even know he could do boxing." He goes, "Yeah, he's got a real good jab on him." And
Because you
explained
always
how-
saw him in scuffles in the field, but you never ever saw him throw a punch.
Nah, exactly.
He
and
was,
then-
he was a pusher in the back. he'd push the group. And then,
Yeah.
So I just always assumed,
yeah, that's what I thought too. And then he was like, "Nah, he's a good
that's
boxer."
surprising.
Yeah,
That'll be interesting then if he is, because I know Willie can throw him.
yeah, he can throw
And
him.
he's
man.
he's trained before and
Yeah.
growing up in Toronto.
Yeah.
You gotta
Oh, he's
throw
a
him, yeah.
Newcastle boy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's February 12th, I think it is.
20th maybe.
Yeah, up in Townsville.
Oh, there you go.
So, anyway,
Nice and cold.
you'll have to go in next year's one, mate.
No, it depends who it's against.
Bit of
Yeah.
training with
Connor Watson, hopefully.
Shane Hunt fighting. We'll get you in against KP or something.
Yeah, please. Jaden Bailey.
Yeah. All right, we'll wrap it up, bro. Thanks very much for coming in and having
Cheers,
a chat.
mate.
Thanks for having us, mate.
I got to we got our mate that's actually sponsoring us now, Croc.
No, he's not our mate. Some big companies have reached out, and this was the one we
He's
picked.
quite the conglomerate.
Yeah.
He does the mini Pinoy grill marinade, and he's just brought out his hot sauce. So we're going to get you to try some, but we won't because I can only find a knife, not a spoon. But they're yours to take home.
And Yoda
Thank
Pub
you.
as well, by the way.
Yeah,
and you
just-
can only find it.
Just one of the advantages of coming on this podcast. You get some free
4 or 5
marinade
chili rating.
and free hot
Yeah, I'll
sauces.
stay away from that one.
So you can put that in your brother's food and fuck with him. And I don't eat spicy shit, but the marinade's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's
I'll
good.
try this
It is.
one.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
so get into that, mate.
Thank
And,
you.
yeah,
Anyway, cheers.
we might go have a beer with KP.
Yeah, let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it.
Oh, no, it's,
No worries.
yeah.
What?
He'll have a soda water.
Yeah, soda water here.
Soda
We'll
water,
have a beer.
we'll have a beer,
Oh,
so-
but
CC and dry.
Yeah. Fuck, it's getting hot. I'll take it.